There is an hour in the night when silence becomes so heavy that you can hear your own blood moving. In that hour, Edgar Allan Poe feels closer than most living writers ever will. Forget the dusty classroom version of him. Poe is not someone you read because he is important. You read him because he understood something about the human mind that still feels dangerous. He knew that the worst horrors do not come from monsters or haunted castles or things waiting in the dark. They come from within us, from guilt, from obsession, from grief, from the small crack in the mind that slowly widens until everything gives way. That is why Poe still feels modern. He was one of the first writers to look directly into the part of us that is drawn to its own destruction. He even gave it a name, the imp of the perverse. That impulse that makes us move toward the very thing we know will harm us. The temptation to ruin what we love, the urge to confess when silence would save us, the need to look down even when we know the abyss is looking back. You can feel that most clearly in The Telltale Heart. It is not really a story about murder. It is a story about a mind collapsing under the weight of its own terror. Poe does not ask you to watch madness from a distance. He pulls you inside it. You hear what the narrator hears. You fear what he fears. And by the end, the beating heart beneath the floorboards feels less like a sound and more like guilt made physical. But Poe was never only a writer of fear. He was also a writer of longing. In poems like The Raven and Annabel Lee, sorrow becomes something almost beautiful. His language is musical, intimate, and full of ache. He writes about loss as if it were not merely pain, but a place someone could live in. That is why his work lingers. It wounds softly. So why should you read Poe now, in an age of noise, speed, and endless distraction? Because he gives language to feelings most people struggle to name. The dread that arrives without warning, the seduction of despair, the strange comfort of melancholy. He reminds us that darkness is not always the opposite of beauty. Sometimes the two are inseparable. Do not read Poe because you want easy answers. Read him because he speaks to the hidden rooms of the mind. Read him because he understood that what haunts us most is rarely outside us. Start with The Telltale Heart, then read The Raven, but do not expect to leave unchanged. Which Poe story has stayed with you the longest? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe for the next classic of the night.